Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back all my lovely regular viewers, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So I hope everyone had a really fantastic Christmas. I know it was a bit different from the norm, so I'm going to change my Christmas nails today. So I'm just snipping them off. I find sometimes that it's better just to do a full set rather than to start doing infills. So I'm just taking an old pair of cuticle nippers and I'm just cutting them all down. So here's what they look like. Who loves whenever you get your nails all cut down and you can actually clench your fist? Oh my god, it's such the best feeling. And sometimes I'm like, do I really want to put nails back on so long or keep them nice and short? But then if I kept them nice and short, I couldn't do lovely videos for you guys. So I'm using my 5-in-1 drill bit and I'm just going to remove all the product. I don't really like to soak off the nails. I prefer to take as much of the product off as I can with my e-file bit, and then I'll just go in with my hand file to remove the rest. I thought I would go ahead and do the whole thing from start to finish. So these are the nail tips that I got from @Nailed by Lucy. I will put the link to them in my description box, but these are the nail tips that I used when I was doing my Christmas nails, and they are fab. They are super straight. They really look like sculpted nails. The C curve on them is insane and they are super long. I absolutely love them. I think one of the great things that what Lucy has done with her boxes of tips is, as you know, most nail companies, their tips come in boxes of 500. Well, Lucy's come in 600. So all those sizes that you run out of really quickly, like your 5, 6, 7, there's extra ones in Lucy's box of tips. So they actually come in a box of 600. So before I put them on the nail, I'm just taking off the little sharp bit on the free edge of them, and then I'm going to be using my CJP gripper glue to stick them onto my nails. I have used so many different nail glues over the years, but recently I've been using CJP's gripper glue for about a year now, and I don't think I'd ever use anything else. It sets so quickly, and you can use it to adhere your rhinestones and other bits and pieces that you want to pop onto the nails. It's definitely one of the best out there. Oh my goodness, just look how long they are. I absolutely am in love with these tips. And I just wish that I would have some clients that would be a little bit more on the brave side, that would go a little bit longer. But as you know, for the next 6 weeks, it's just going to be either my hands or my hand dolly or flexi hand. Because Northern Ireland, we are back in a lockdown for 6 weeks. And as usual, all the acrylic that I'm going to be using in this video is from Glitterbels, because you all know how much I love Glitterbels. So I'm not going to go with any theme. I just wanted to do something different from the Christmas and the autumn, just something to brighten it up a bit. So I'm going in on the ring finger, I'm going to be doing an extended nail bed, and to do this I'm using Nude blush cover. So when I'm doing an extended nail bed, the first bead that I place is going to become the smile line. So I always place it just after where the natural free edge would be, just so that I know exactly where to position it and where to have my corners. So I normally have the corners of the smile line going right up just to where that natural nail bed ends, and then I bring forward the actual smile line. So after I've done that and I've shaped it, I go in then with my apex bead, which is going to be the biggest bead that you're going to use, and then I'll go in again with my cuticle bead. So as the Nude blush cover is a core powder, with the length of these nails, I need my apex to be a little bit higher just so it can support the length of the nails. So I'm going back in with another bead. I've pushed it up towards the cuticle area, and then I'm going to bring it down and just raise that apex up ever so slightly and just blend the rest of it in with the rest of that Nude blush cover. So moving on now to the little finger, and I'm going in with the Stone Grey, which is one of the coloured acrylics from Glitterbels. So because it's a coloured acrylic, you need to work quite thinly with them, because we are going to go in, or I am going to go in and cap it with the Glass Slippers, which is the clear from Glitterbels. So the coloured acrylics, they don't have any strength in them, which is why we do need to cap them in the clear, because what happens whenever they cure and you start to buff, they kind of go quite powdery, so they don't really react the same as what the core powders would. So just by capping it with the clear, that just solves any of those problems. So because of my, oh my goodness, my fingers that are especially my little fingers that have got arthritis in them, they kind of cramped up a little bit, and I kind of dug into that grey, so I just replaced it just to get that little dent out of it. And before I move on, I am going to make sure that that has cured so that the same thing doesn't happen. Moving on now to the middle finger, and I'm going in with Petal Candy. I've placed it again in the centre of the nail, and I feathered it up towards the cuticle area, and then I'm just bringing it down towards the free edge. So because it is quite a long nail, I have to maybe work this in a few beads just to get the colour consistent, but Petal Candy is absolutely stunning. It's such a really pretty colour that can be used any time of the year around. So I absolutely loved it. I've used it in loads of my sets, and it's just perfect for this set. The pink and the grey goes really well together. So the little finger and the middle finger are both going to be ombre nails. So before I go any further with those, I'm going to let those cure. I prefer to let the base colour of an ombre cure first before I go in with the transition colour. I find that by doing it that way, I get a better ombre. That's, you know, how I prefer to do it. I just find that if you do it when they're both wet, the colours tend to mix together and you don't really get that, you know, really nice ombre. So I prefer to let them cure in between. Onto the thumbnail now, and this is going to be another extended nail bed. So the first bead, as normal, I've placed down is going to be the smile line. So I am taking that smile line up to the corners of that smile line are going to be where the natural nail bed ends, and that way I can get it symmetrical on each side. I find that by doing it that way, by having, you know, the corners of my smile line end where the natural free edge, if I'm doing like a full set of French nails, or, you know, just quite a few extended nail beds, I find that by doing it at that point, I can get the exact same look on each nail, and it just gives you more of a reference point to go to, and it's much easier to get them symmetrical. My hands and my nail beds are super warm, so the acrylic is starting to cure quite quickly, which is why I'm having to go in with some extra beads just so that I can have the whole nail covered completely. onto the pointer finger now, and I'm just looking at the C curve of those nails. Oh my goodness, they're so nice. So this is going to be a half marble nail, and I'm going to in with the 3 colours. So I have brought in Snowdrops White, Stone Grey and the Petal Candy. So again, I'm going to work in small beads, but I'm going to pick up all 3 colours in really wet beads, and I'm just going to blend those all together and gradually work my way down towards the free edge. Now that I've got all the marble done, I'm going to go in with the nude blush cover, and I'm just going to slightly ombre it over that marble. So just to add a little bit of sparkle, and I'm using the chunky star. Oh my goodness, I've had this from, oh my goodness, I think this was like one of the first or second orders that I got from Glitterbels, and it's been in the drawer, and sometimes, you know, you just forget how gorgeous some of the glitters or the colours are until you bring them back out to do a set. So I'm so pleased that I picked this one for this set. So back now to the little finger and to finish off the ombre. So I'm picking up quite a large wet bead of the Petal Candy. I've placed it just before the cuticle area, and I have my nail pointing downwards so that gravity will help bring that acrylic away from the cuticle so that it doesn't flood. And then I'm just going to blend it all over the grey. If I find that I do need a little bit more of the Petal Candy, I'll go in with smaller beads just where it's needed. So back to the middle finger, and just to finish off that ombre, I'm going in with the Stone Grey, quite a large wet bead, placing it again just up at the cuticle area with my nail pointing downwards so that gravity will help to pull that acrylic away. And then I'm just going to blend it down over that Petal Candy. Again, if there's any areas that I feel that need a little bit more of the grey, I'll go in with smaller beads and just place them exactly where it's needed. Then just to finish off the middle finger, I'm just going in with some of that gorgeous chunky star, and I'm just doing it in a kind of like what would you say? Like a wave? No, not a wave. Like a curvy line down the nail. Oh my goodness, like how hard was that to come up with the description of what that squiggly line was down the center of that nail? I don't know. I think my brain is just on constant foggy at the minute. Okay, so back to the extended nail beds, and I'm going in with my hand file just to crisp them up. And I've been a bad girl, I didn't cover over my acrylic pots, but I've just remembered. So I didn't want to get them contaminated with any of the filing dust. So just cover them over if you're going to be doing that, like I didn't do, but I have now. So yeah, I'm just going to crisp up those smile lines, and then I'll go back in with some of the colours and some glitter. So now that the smile lines are all nice and crisp and sharp, I'm going in with Petal Candy, and I'm just going to butt that up to the wall of the smile line. And then I'm just going to blend it down ever so slightly. I'm not going to bring this right down towards the free edge, because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place some of that chunky star, and I want it to have like a glass look at the very, very bottom of this nail. So in now with the chunky star, I'm going to overlap that over that Petal Candy, and then I'm going to bring it down towards the free edge, just thinning it out so we can see that glass tip just starting to peek through. Onto the thumb, and this time I'm going in with the stone grey, and I'm going to butt that up towards that smile line, and then I'm going to go in with some of the Petal Candy and slightly ombre a bit over the stone grey and down towards the free edge, and then I'll do the same as what I did on the middle or the ring finger, and just overlap the chunky star and bring it down towards the free edge, but again feathering it out so we can see that glass tip just starting to show through. So I'm going to go ahead and let you watch the rest of this nail being done. So now that I've finished putting all the coloured acrylic on and all the glitter, it's time to go ahead and cap the nails with the glass slippers. So I'm only going to show one or two of the nails being capped because they're all done exactly the same way and I don't want the video to be too long for you guys. So I'm going ahead and I'm capping the little finger. When it comes to the ring finger, even though the Nude blush cover is a core powder, I do still go in and I cap over the whole nail, just so that I can have the apex in the right place and that the whole nail is structurally sound. Because the nail, it's so long, when it was all done, I kind of realized that yes, no, I need that apex a little bit bigger, so that's why I went in and capped it all. So here's a quick glimpse of the nail. All the acrylic has been laid, it's cured, and now I'm just going to go ahead and do my filing and shaping. So I always do the same routine when I'm doing any of the filing and shaping. I always start at the side walls and I make sure they're nice and straight. Then I go to the lower arch, as you can see, and I make sure that's nice and straight, followed by the free edge, and making sure that's the shape that I wanted and that it's nice and straight. Once I've done all that, I usually then go to the cuticle area. I'm making sure that it's nice and flush. All the while, I'm always filing up towards that apex so that the strength and structure of my nail is always there. So I'm going to go ahead and let you watch me file and shape. It's mostly just the pointer finger. I'm just doing the sidewalls and the free edge of all the nails first, and then the rest of the video will be just of the pointer finger being filed and shaped. So that's all the filing and shaping down, and now it's top coat time. It does seem like I'm doing top coat time forever because these nails are so long, but I do love how the glitter comes to life. You can just see it kind of start to sparkle and just be all lovely. So I have went ahead and I cured my Glitterbels No White top coat, and now I'm going in with Halo's thick top coat, and I'm going to cure my little rhinestones into that. So I'm going to place the rhinestones in, starting with the large one and then going out to the smaller ones in a necklace just around that smile line, and I'm going to do the same on the ring finger and the thumb. And as because they're both being done exactly the same, just to keep the length of the video down, I'm only going to show one of them being done. And then all that's left to finish off this set on the little finger and the pointer finger, I'm going to go in and do a 3D flower using the stone grey coloured acrylic. To do the flowers, I'm using my Brilbird Acrylic, which is a size 5 brush, and I'm just picking up really wet beads, and then I'm draining out as much of the liquid as I can on the little cotton disc. That way that the bead is glossy, and when I place it on the nail, it will stick and adhere to the nail. If you put them on too dry, it's just going to slide all over the place. So I am going to go ahead and let you watch the rest of the video, and I'll come back at the end. Then just to finish the nails off, I'm going back in with more of that Halo Thick top coat, and I'm just going to cure the rhinestones into that, and that will be the nails all done. So last but not least, I always finish off any of my nail services with some cuticle oil, and this is the coconut cuticle oil from Glitterbels, which absolutely smells lush. So here is the finished set, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, you know what to do, give it a thumbs up, and for those of you that haven't already subscribed to my channel, you could go ahead and help support me by hitting that subscribe button now, and I will see you all in the next video. So take care, see you soon, bye.